So this red result kind of lays it all out. The fact that the history of the abuse is he's always stayed just like one side of the line. So it's like even if Carolina wanted to seriously press charges,
it's very hard.
It's hard. Yeah. So, but it went on for so long that it's hard not to believe that this is real.
Yeah, exactly. But there's no solid proof.
Yeah. Or it's tricky.
Yeah.
The trial will be a nail biter.
Yeah.
Right.
And very public.
Yeah.
I don't know what she works with, but that's gets into wrong kind of attention to whatever context he has with.
So anyway, that's Ulf's car. And so whatever it is you want to do to that'll finish out our night. Yep. I don't think Silverlanson can make it without some sleep.
Nope.
With her endurance, right? Nope. So you definitely say, I can't go on any longer. I've got to go home.
Yep.
All right. So there we go. I am going to check a few things here. One. There. So, do the three of you, or do you want to call in Silverlanson at all? You have actually reached an agreement with these people.
To provide extra security.
Right. And also to associate your name with the project for purposes of public acceptance here in Östergötland. That's actually, you kind of get the idea that's actually your real value to them.
Is
putting your face on this. Yeah.
But yeah, I think Murray has agreed. Because even though he personally doesn't like this sort of business, he realizes that the opportunity it brings to region outrules that.
You also pointed out that if anything's really fishy with it, you'd rather be on the inside than the outside. Right.
Although the military aspect of it is also of pretty big importance to him.
Right.
It's like, defense for the country, for the people, yes.
And in your case, remember that you had that terrible failure in regard to trying to analyze what the person was doing.
Yes.
So you do not get an idea of what sort of data was either sought or absorbed, or whether it was literally stolen, like away, or whether copied or anything like that.
Yeah.
You weren't able to get that sense.
Oh, right, because we can't quite, even if you would have asked during our investigation after the fact, given the way the data is distributed, we can't figure out what did he actually grab from that thing.
Kevin could have done it with a roll.
All right.
But Kevin failed that roll dreadfully. Yeah. So, yeah.
Fair
but it would have taken, like, a real, it would have been quite a feat to grasp that. So, there's that. The names of the technicians that you will know are Stig and Lisa and Harry, although Harry is not his birth name, but when someone introduces him as Wang Sihan, he says Harry. Right. Those failed intuition checks are going to bite you. All right, so we have handled our first things to do in play just to kind of follow up on the activities of last time, and we'll move into we're going to move into what you guys want to do, share, and talk about for the next day.
Yes.
So day 2.
The offer would have been sent out to Vernevivinden to we have this project, just give a base situation, what's going on in this place. We need...
You mean to Silverlanson?
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
Yeah.
My bad. I
No,
mixed up
that's
the
okay.
names.
Yeah, that's fine.
Although that he probably would send one to Vrenevinden as well, because
Well, he was there.
even though if I am I aware of your identity? I don't remember if you said
Good
so.
question.
I think yes.
You might
Yeah.
actually.
Yeah.
Don't you think that given your relationship to Mur, that
think-
Mur probably has full
Yeah.
information?
Although I think like
It's kind of
I
up
think,
to you.
I think we said that.
Yeah.
although I think I would send them like as a some sort of plausible deniability. Like no, I have sent them invites.
That's right.
They are my associates for the hero
Right.
business.
Right.
That's why they are here. Like they would have been like, yeah, okay, these are the people I'm bringing in.
Yeah.
Because I guess that the company might have some interest. Like, okay, yeah, I can bring some people in. So help me do this.
Given that they think that the damage was minimal, and given that they're inclined to risk going on with the big gala event on Friday,
All right.
but only if they don't want to cancel just before. That's a very bad look. In fact, they don't want to cancel at all.
Mm-hmm.
So that right now they're doing their best to keep the Swedish authorities from shutting them down.
Was it the official opening of the place or what?
It's more of a social event where people will come wearing nice clothes
Oh,
and
okay.
a few speeches are made. There's drinks or food and stuff laid out for people. So it's not opening for function yet or opening for they'll spin up the full staff and everything later.
Oh, okay.
This
Yeah,
is
it's more like a not like a ground opening. It's more like an open a store, but it's more like a what's it called invigning.
a welcome to the
Yeah, like this is a formal occasion to celebrate that this is going forward. The project is a go.
right.
Yeah.
That's
here's
exactly
here's
it,
who's
yes.
who's of the local
Right.
elites.
We could say a reception in English.
Yes,
It's
yes.
not a bad term for it. Yeah.
I think what Nina is gonna wonder when you come with this offer is that has this been reported to the police?
I don't think that they are obligated to report things to the local police. They would be working through.
More like on a
remember
potential.
Remember, you said that there would be security services whose members would be deputized to act as police. They would be operating in liaison with the police department,
Yes, sort of. That's
Right.
kind of how it works.
but they would
But
almost
anything
certainly
that happens would have
Right.
to be reported to the.
they're preparing a report.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Otherwise, they are committing a serious crime.
Oh yeah, I think they'll be preparing a report by the close of day.
Because they have to report.
That's
like,
their
Although,
yeah.
Would Mur be aware of your association with the police?
Probably
If
yes.
you knew who she is, then
Yes.
Yeah. Then I would have made sure that grab a screen cap off the guy's face. This is the perp. Anything you can bring up, please do.
you don't even need a roll for that.
No.
You found him already.
Oh yeah, it's that guy. Yeah.
You're like
What a coincidence!
that guy. Right?
As it happens,
The guy who's associated with these data holes all over
Yep.
the system.
So we would.
Just returning post lights. Is this the your guy?
Yeah, in that case,
him?
any kind of digging on him, his power history, and he's known,
It's time, yes.
and
No.
figure out what is this guy capable of. Can I figure that out?
Okay. Now the situation for you in doing this is that we should review what Nina already found out. Now let's go ahead and set this scene. Are we actually putting the three of you together to talk,
By all
or are you
means.
just work? Oh, by all means. Okay. So
or remote? That
Yeah.
either way is fine by me. But
At one point, they will probably be talking person to person,
Mhm.
with reporting what findings and so on.
and
Work is probably
and so the question is though, you do have to make work,
yeah
right? And so do you, although you're more flexible. You can take, you can set your hours
Definitely.
and lots of days and things like that. So
as long as I'm there for the meetings.
Right. And turn in the things you're supposed to turn in. So given Nina's schedule, do you guys want to meet at the end of day or for early afternoon is at least possible?
Yes.
Yeah, that's fine. To at your convenience, please reconvene either remotely or at my location.
Do you want to? So, which do you want it to be? Do you want it to be early afternoon, which wouldn't be possible?
Yeah, early afternoon or late afternoon, even like after work.
Okay, after work, then it's late afternoon.
Are we still on the same day, or?
No, we're in the next. We're doing
day.
the next
Okay.
day, figuring out the next day. So I'm just since you're the one with the limited schedule,
Yes.
you're setting when. And so that will be made known, and whether you want to get together or not physically is another question. If you do, it would probably be at, Moore, albeit.
Yeah.
Right. So that is.
No, it wouldn't be an hobby. It's not a registered company like that.
No, tell me.
It's completely under my control. I don't remember what's the actual term for it, but it's not like.
Is it just you?
Yeah.
The company Eat Företag.
Eget företag.
Oh my God, Eat Företag, which is a massive 40-year-old, industrial engineering, thing. That's a little unusual.
It's not publicly traded.
Right,
That's
But
for sure.
you can have aktiebolag that are completely fully owned by one person. That is, I think, possible. Like privately owned,
Well,
but you still have shares in it.
Well, you see, with in Eat Företag, it's not publicly owned.
No.
And it doesn't even distinguish between your personal finances and the business finances.
That
It's
makes a
basically-
lot of
it's the
sense
least-
for Mer.
It's the least.
Yes.
It's the least official. You still get taxed as a business, but but your money, even if you keep two bank accounts, it's all just considered one pool.
Okay.
So, that's actually what Adapt's Play is.
Okay.
So, and ask me all.
That's a rather interesting or important point.
It is kind of interesting, though. It means as far as officially and the government is concerned, you're just a guy. No matter how big or extensive the work is, as long as you pay contractors and professionals rather than hiring them, like as on salary, then it's just you.
Makes sense.
All right. Which is funny because you are like
I am.
You are very much.
I am a singular entity.
That's correct. Yeah. This is fun. Okay, so not Orbia then, but Moore Industries or Moore Consult. No, Moore Consult. Right? That's the name. It makes sense to me. So now you're going to have to consider what you're doing during the day. You're meeting some work obligations.
Yes. Those are just the normal.
Right. And Kevin, you have one or two things you certainly need to do of one kind. Or Kevin needs to do those things. So tell me whether you do that or whether you say this is...
At what time were we meeting?
in the around 5, I think.
Yes.
17.
Yeah, then I think I would have time to do the work things before that.
Do you want to put any hours on your plane?
Yeah, why not?
Okay, go ahead and write down some hours.
So how do I wear what?
Well, did you work on it yesterday? I think you didn't.
No, I think I haven't really.
Then you need to just say how many hours you're spending.
Okay.
And you're limited in terms of, you don't have all day.
No, I think I would go in to like my normal work at early, like normal time, and then I would be done like in the middle of at lunch time.
Sure. Yeah. Let's give you
after
4 hours. 4 hours on
sure.
the plane. So write it down. 4 hours.
Okay, just on my notes. Okay.
And in fact, I think I will keep track of that here. So 696 to go.
Okay. Should we have it written on like the character sheet?
We'll find out.
Okay.
How about you?
I am fixing my arm. It
Good
fell
plan.
off.
Yeah. Good plan.
It would just have been like gotten back from the previous meeting and just like sent out the invite, like, yeah, there's projects for tomorrow. RSVP, please.
Will you be spending any time on your canister? If that's what you're going to invent.
I'm gonna fix my arm
Okay.
because
Right.
the social event is like, all right, yes, they're gonna expect me to be nice.
Yeah.
Or like they want the nice version of Burr.
Right.
So either
You need to be shiny and
it's
all your
either
parts
gonna
need
be
to work.
fixing that arm, or if I have other like frames that I can move around in, I would prepare something like that.
Okay.
To, I probably have a more social frame.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah. Okay, so because you see, Moore, the core is actually that original robot arm, the industrial robot arm.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
That's the core.
Oh.
The other he's expanded upon that, but then there are a lot of other pieces that are really just accessories. So, so let's see. Here, right? Interesting.
Would this be a temporary thing, or how would that work?
Oh, the penalty?
No. For if I do my want to do this, like swap over to a more social frame, since I haven't established that I have something like that already.
I think that we're going to treat that not as, unless it makes a difference in powers, capabilities, or your levels, your ranks, which it doesn't, I don't think.
No.
I mean, then we're going to keep it kind of easy. If you want something that can handle terrain in a different way, then that becomes an invention.
Mm-hmm. If anything else, this is more limiting myself. In that regard. So in that case, like he probably has a fancy dress frame. It's like
That's right.
It has a nicer paint job,
Right.
And it has
Slightly more humanoid
yes
build and so on. Yeah.
And it has an approximation of a face on there,
right.
Even if it doesn't actually need the
right.
head.
Yeah, exactly. It's it's like a little puppet. Right.
I think it's just like it has like emulates facial features in some way, but it's still visibly a robot.
Yes. Okay.
Very toyetic. I know.
So you're going to be spending part of the day at work, part of the,
First on work
on the
and
invention,
then on my
right.
plane, yeah.
And in your case, are you going to be, what will you be working on?
Regular work, non-specific stuff for most of the day. But then
Right.
also a bit of the work is gonna be to actually get a hold of this like signals for that footboy or whatever, the ankle sort of connection, whatever.
Mhm.
The radio that keeps track of Willie Noor.
Aha. Okay.
So getting a hold of that sort of like get where is he? Like keep track of him through that sensor.
Mm-hmm.
That would be attempt to sweet talk into the whatever department of the police that actually handles that.
Yeah, but you have access to all that stuff.
Probably.
I don't think you need a roll for that.
Nah, no problem at all.
Yeah.
It's in the work. And
this is in your
Get
job.
a MAC address to his electronic.
yeah, it's sort of
Mhm.
that sort of thing.
Mm.
So you can
Yeah.
actually track him on a personal like.
That actually does sound like a roll. To work with just getting the basic information is one thing, but being able to track
Live
it
tracking,
yourself, live tracking is another.
That's probably because I don't know. Yeah, probably a role. I have to talk with the technicians.
That's
at the
because
police.
you don't have the law enforcement talent.
Probably,
Right. If you did, then you could get access to that.
yeah.
But you're going to have to give donuts to the technicians.
Yeah, probably.
Where's
So-
Willie.se?
That's right.
Yeah.
So that would be reason.
I think so. Yeah.
And you have excellent.
Countries. So like 60%, no, 55% chance of success, something like that.
Karma.
Yeah, I think I will.
He's motivated.
Oh.
Nina. Okay, so you spend 10.
Yes.
And what result did you get?
No,
Green or yellow?
72 on
Excellent. 72. It's an excellent. A yellow result.
Yellow result.
Mm.
No problem. You are able, with very little difficulty, to know where he is all the time. During the day, he seems to be spending a lot of time at the law office. You also, considering that it's a yellow result, are able to keep a real-time summary, not recordings,
No.
but a summary of his call records. So you can say, oh, he's calling. Who is he? He's receiving a call, and you can see the numbers that come up. He makes a number of calls to his wife's residence, and they all last about 4 seconds,
Yes.
and then they stop connecting. Right. So although he tries several more times over the hours.
Obviously, like she knows that number.
Right.
Not picking up that phone.
That gets blocked.
Yeah.
So you can see, that this is going on.
Yep.
He doesn't seem. I mean, this is kind of blatant violation. He seems to be he's not being cautious.
No.
Right. So that's what's going on with that. You can also do things like getting together with friends or anything like that more proactively, right?
Yeah, you can.
When it comes up as encounters, then I just say it as happening.
Yeah.
But you can also do it yourself,
Okay.
right?
It's
So,
entirely possible.
yeah.
I don't think Nina will do that this time.
Okay.
Yeah, whatever time she has left, she will look into this Carl-Erik Nilsson fella a bit more.
Mhm.
If she has the possibility. But
I
look
think
for
you
it.
do. You first of all, you're probably you probably realize that you're going to need some help in this.
I think the point
The
would
data.
be to collect whatever information could be useful for the other.
Right. Oh, I get that. Yeah.
Like,
So go ahead then. I guess we are talking about more reason at this point.
reason or intuition.
Well, that's a good question.
How do they define
Actually, I think it is intuition. Because what you were talking about before was a little bit like inventing, so I used reason.
Yeah,
But
it's very
this is
technical.
more. But this is about understanding.
Fine eye for detail and schedules. Notices when something feels fine.
Yeah.
Kind of a description of
Yeah,
that level of
yeah.
intuition?
It's kind of a good question.
reason is small experiments, inventing your rig equipment, run complex machinery.
This would be the intuition then.
Yeah.
More of the deductive aspect.
I think that's supposed to be the detective work.
Yeah.
That seems to be something that would
So
be
go ahead and roll for that, with or without karma.
with karma.
45.
It's a green.
It's a green success already. Okay, so
Yeah.
spend 10.
Yeah.
All right. So, Aileen, is there anything that you want to do more actively? You don't have much time for it. But
I kind of want to know how much how much I know about what's happening and what is expected of me when we meet.
Right. Okay. Well, first of all,
Because I didn't understand what the guy was doing, what he wanted.
the
Just that it was
the
wrong.
two of them are the only people in the world who think that you are the best scientific mind in town, possibly in Sweden.
Yeah.
Okay, they get it.
Yeah.
So they're going to have very high expectations of,
Yeah.
Kevin, explain this. We saw this.
Yeah.
We know this. Kevin, what does it mean?
Mm.
And
what's there like?
and
what's
so you may be sort of stressed that you didn't figure out
yeah.
what you saw.
And is Mur calling us in because he wants to do well on his security thing for?
You'll have to ask Murr.
Well, I think it's more like, okay, these are two other heroes that I commonly rely on.
Yeah.
Even though, like, I don't know how much you would have told me about that. You didn't really understand what happened there.
Well, we're about to find out.
But if you're like, okay, you don't know yet, you still have like, if you can find out anything more about
That's
what
true.
happened, that kind of deal.
Now that you're back with your own equipment in your lab, maybe
Yeah.
you'll be able to figure something out
Yeah.
or run some analyses of some kind.
Mm.
So let's try that.
Yeah.
So this is a reason check.
Okay.
And the question is whether you want to just do the naked roll or whether you want
Are these
to.
all the same? Can I use
Yeah.
this?
You can choose to spend karma before you roll.
So what was the reason? Is
Mhm.
I have remarkable.
Right. So there's your table right there.
Yeah, sure. I can
Okay.
use.
Okay, so you get a 39, and on a remarkable, what does that get you?
That is a success.
That's yeah.
Oh, okay.
Disagree.
So it's,
So spend 10 karma.
okay.
Okay, and so you have, it's a basic success. And so you'll be able to figure out, now that you're able to think about it and examine your own records and knowledge references, that they were mining for specific kinds of data. That this individual was somehow able to capture digital information, literally absorbing it into storage. The person, given your success here, I'm not going to tell you much else beside this, but the person's kind of conscious existence as a human being looked like it had been compromised. That the person was maybe replaced a little too much of their own electrical field with data, or perhaps the electrical qualities of their powers had kind of rubbed away or
Okay.
canceled out a number of their normal neurological function.
Okay. I don't really know what that means.
No, it means that basically they burned out their own brain
Okay.
by
Okay.
turning themselves into a data mining
Okay.
electrical being.
Okay. So it was a person, and then they turned themselves into something, and
Or somebody turned them into it or whatever.
yeah,
but yes,
but it didn't really.
it doesn't seem to have been good for the person.
Okay.
Right? That's, remember, the weird inhuman kind of qualities,
Yes.
behavior, and you're able to say, well, if he's soaking up data directly and he's doing it via an electrical field, well, what would that mean to the human's own actual electrical field of their own neurology? So when you guys do get together, let's make it physical just to.
Yeah, we're at
Right. Yeah. And so this is sort of safe space. You got good excuses to be there. And it would be pretty easy for you all to share the different data that you've examined.
And there are multiple entrances, so you can always have an easier time
That's
to
right.
get inside unnoticed.
Right.
It's like, I would say it's an old industrial building. Because,
Right.
okay, easy to
Walk
get
down
home.
the alley, metal door, stairs to the
Mhm.
to the slightly lower level, easy enough. Yeah.
Yeah, plenty of spaces to
Oh, sure.
do that kind of stuff.